I wish I was a spaceman, fastest guy alive, flying to the universe, XL5. Oh, I wish I was a spaceman. My son said that to me once, and I said, well, if I wasn't drunk, you would have been. Boom.
Oh, here we go.
Right, what are we doing today? So, I wasn't really going to do anything today. I'm trying to slow down. Badly. Why badly? Because every time I say I'm slowing down, I get requests, and I feel always obliged to do them. But I am trying to take some time off. Genuinely am. That's why I go on holiday a lot. But why do I go on holiday a lot?
Fuck if I know.
Well, you'll be scratching your head now. Well, where's this going, Scruff? What are you talking about? This is a trading channel. You're talking about slowing down. Bingo. Because slowing down should be your key in trading. But I had an odd comment. It wasn't a nasty comment or anything like that, but it was an observation. But I think it was kind of misguided. And we'll see why. Well, today's Saturday. It's the last Saturday of the month. I normally do a Vanguard update. There is another channel, the Scruffy Life, where you see that getting done every week. And it's really about how an account can grow and how you're investing yourself. Well, on this side, you see where that money comes from. So while you're investing in yourself, you're growing wealth. Right. Here's the thing. I did a video a little while ago, last week rather, where I went through this and I was kind of talking about the month and some of the mistakes that I've made, because I do make mistakes. And I've got a comment saying, I'm not watching you anymore. You're only dealing in pennies. And it's as if you don't want to scale anything. Really? Clearly, you haven't been watching the channel that well. But what you've got to remember about this channel is it's beginner friendly. That's what it's all about. Now, I'm going to touch on that first. So in this video, there was that channel. But however, if you go through the videos, you'll have seen that a while ago. Now, this one's going back like 3 years, whatever it is. This is where Vanguard started. It started with this sort of principle where we're looking through. Let me just switch the volume off. Where it's here, where we were using pro real time with shares. Now, some of the old lags in the squad will remember us starting this. This was started with under £1,000, right? This particular process that morphed over into putting it into Vanguard to make yourself. So this is the journey starting 3-4 years ago. Okay. Now, yes, I do pennies. I mean, I'm doing one at the minute where it's this. You know, 13 days into it, and it was starting with £100 and just seeing what happens. Well, it's got 27 growth in 13 days. 27%. That's pretty damn good, isn't it? You know, tell me a bank that would do that. Well, there ain't one. And then that particular screenshot that you saw, I'm tracking it here, which is on this, and it's just chugging along, and it's doing very well. It's grown £810. Well, this raises the question. Is it really pennies? No, it's not. It's growth. But then it's what you do with that growth that makes you successful. If you're just thinking you open up a prop fund and you're just going to go all the way up through the levels and you're going to be this millionaire in 6-7 months, you're delusional. Completely delusional. One, the prop industry is incredibly fecking hard. Now, I have a track record. I mean, I kind of stepped back from it last year because I've run its course. But why? I still use it, and I still only sort of talk about one firm, and that is the Fivers, because I trust them. I purely trust them, and I know the guys who run them personally. So that's it. There's an age-old thing in business. You do business with people you like. Well, I like them. I've got all the time in the world for Sol and Tom. All the time in the world, you know. Even the founder, Gil, you know, being out to dinner with him and one thing and another. is a lovely guy. So you do business with who you like. But it's still a hard industry. So I go into any prop fund expecting to burn it out and do what's called ROI. So if I pay 40 quid to have it, run it up 3 or 4 levels, eventually it'll burn out, but it'll have paid me a few thousand quid. That return on investment is massive. Now, my own account, I just steady away all the time. I'm doing the same thing. When you see me do little challenges like this, it's because somebody's asked me to do it. And therefore, I'll show you. But I still show you what I'm doing on my wage account as well. Now, I look for 200 or 300 quid a day, which personally I think is pretty good. And case in point, I'm going to show you my Vanguard, take a note of the balance of it, because I had a stonking month last month. Well, this month as it ends, and I had a stonking month last month, and it's going to give me the ability, not only have I been paid very well, and I'm telling you this is a prediction right now, so you can look at it in a month's time, that fund will have 20 grand put into it. Where from? From my wages. And why is that? Because I do scale up. The difference is the channel is built on showing you trading in the real world. It's not built on starry-eyed and areas where you sort of aspire to be, thinking it's going to happen in a month's time. It fucking ain't.
Say it ain't so, Tom. Say it ain't so.
One of the reasons I did this started, I mean, when did I start the Vanguard fully? There is a note on it on the channel. 1st of January 22 was when we did it. And the fund started with 589. Now, here we are. We're on the 30th of May 2026. So this didn't happen overnight. This was steady, compound. And in the group, the guys will see me do it week in, week out. And I get pulled all the time. Oh, I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see the other. I've shown you bank accounts. I've shown you statements. Shown you everything. And if that ain't good enough, fuck you. It's that simple. Worry about what you're doing. Don't worry what I'm doing, because I ain't showing nobody shit. And do you know why? Because it doesn't matter. If I show it, I'm damned. If I don't show it, I'm damned. So you get what you're given. It's that simple. Now, that's me having a little bit of a kick. Why? Because, to be honest, dealing with Joe Public most of the time is fucking horrible. Now, why is that? Because there is a shift in human nature. You instantly want to tear down. Why? Because it's easy. Why not build up? That's the premise of what I try to show you. Just because you haven't got a lot doesn't make you any less a person than anybody else. But you still should have the same moral conduct as everybody else. So you've got somebody who's got a lot. They're no better than you. But somebody who's at the bottom and somebody at the top should still have the same moral compass. I hope that kind of makes sense. But what you often find is, and I've said this phrase before, and it's a good phrase to remember. And it's a good reason why I've got no time for freeloaders and people looking for shortcuts. Got no time for them whatsoever. Right? And I get kicked for that as well. Going, oh, you can't call me a freeloader. Really?
Can and I will.
You fucking are. So I am. And do you know what a freeloader's definition is? Selfish. That's what a freeloader is. Somebody who's selfish. If you haven't got a lot and you ask for help, that's not a freeloader. That's somebody trying to be better. However, if you've got somebody who just says, give me, and then they won't help the next person, that's a freeloader. And they can fuck right off. So that's that, you know. Will this channel ever grow because I speak like this? No, never. But you'll always say it the way it is. So the phrase that I say, and it's a little salute to somebody, and he'll know who he is because he told me this. And I think, and it's stuck with me. You know, I like phrases, I like sort of metaphors that you can use. I have it wrote on my board up there. And anybody who's watched this channel for a long time will have seen that phrase on the top for years. Know thyself. Now the full quote is, know thyself, it is the beginning of wisdom. That's it. Because trading, you have to know who you are. You have to know whether you're a gambler. You have to know whether you're frightened. You have to know whether you're too bold. And you have to be able to rein all of these emotions in. Now, that's really difficult. And it's a lesson no one can teach you. Only you can teach you that. That's why I also say the best teacher is who's looking at you in the mirror. You're your best teacher.
You must ask the right questions.
I'm not a teacher. Got no desire to be a teacher. Will I help people? Of course I will. That's why I started doing one-to-ones. I only do a couple a month. You know, why? Well, I'll give a few hours of my time in one thing and another. It's not a big issue. But if I did it all the time, well, that would damage my wages. And I certainly wouldn't be able to put 20 grand into the Vanguard just doing that, because it costs me money to do a one-on-one. But I'm willing to do it.
Really?
Really?
All right. It's like the group. I spend all day there with them. I'm there from 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm there a lot of the time up till midnight. And this is nearly every single day. And I do it because I get very good satisfaction from seeing the guys get better. Hope that makes sense. So the phrase is very simple, because I nearly forgot. I do forget, because none of this is scripted. Right? The phrase is, when I have nothing, let's share. But when I have something, it's mine. And that's the way a freeloader thinks. And you know what? Off is the way I think.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'll help nearly anybody. Everybody who contacts me, I respond to them. And I do it personally. Put it to the test. All right? You can send me a message. I'll answer it. You mightn't get the answer you want, but I will answer it. All right? But then do it to 50 other channels. But ask them technical questions about trading and one thing and another. See how many of them will actually bother to respond to you. But then do it again. Do it with a different email and then say, oh, I'm interested in buying your course. See how many of them will respond to that. You'll be amazed. Doesn't bother me. You don't have to give me anything. I'll answer you. I'll put you in the right direction. The reason why I say you won't get the right answer is because you automatically think there's a crib sheet. That is just, well, if you put the prices here and there's a mark there, put my order in, I'm going to get rich.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
No. I'll tell you flat, that's fucking stupid. Why? Because it is stupid. There is no such thing as strategy. Don't believe in strategy. I don't believe in ROI. Well, I do believe in ROI. I don't believe in RR. There's lots of things in this industry I don't believe in. It's a little bit like watching the YouTube people who tell you how to grow your channel. You're going to get millions of views. It's absolute bollocks. Bollocks. You know, there's a big one round at the moment saying there's a hidden algorithm score. And if you don't tick the right boxes, you're not going to have the right score. Well, I went into YouTube. There's an AI assistant helps you do various things. And when you get over 10,000 subscribers, you can actually have a one-on-one with a manager. I asked them, does it exist? And full disclosure, no, it fucking doesn't. All right? So what they talk about is absolute crap. Now, there's also the microwave culture. Now, I don't cater to the microwave culture. You know, you've got to hook them in the first 30 seconds, and then you've got to get your retention doing this. I couldn't give a fuck, right? If you come onto this channel, what you're going to get is Scruffy raw ranting, because as old, and I love a kick-off. Scruffy having a cup of coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Scruffy telling you dirty jokes. Scruffy swearing like a trooper. But more importantly, Scruffy opening up a chart and telling you what that chart's going to do before I do it.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's what you get here. Now, if you're inside of the squad, and you're welcome to come along, and if you join the WhatsApp group, that you can get in the Discord for free and all this sort of thing, so you can see it, and you'll see the write-ups before I've done it. And I do it every single day. You know, and if I'm asked to track something, not only do I tell you what I'm doing, I'll video it and I'll tell you what I'm doing in a video before I've done it so they can actually plot it on the chart and see it for themselves. That's what you get here. Can I do that in 30 seconds or 3 minutes? No. It's going to take at least 10 minutes to tell you what's going on a chart. And if a chart takes sort of a numerous sense of hours to play out across a session, well, how long do you think that video is going to be? But if you think for a merry second that, one, I am not growing, you're in fucking delusional land, because I'm going to show you that right now. And two, you're going to learn how to trade in 4 minutes and then end up getting a 6-figure salary, you are definitely fucking delusional.
Because I have balls, and you don't.
So, there you go. If I lose half my subscribers, it was very nice of you. Thank you very much. Best of luck on your journey. But if I gain subscribers, I really hope you get value out of this, because I'll try and show you it as I say it. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, but be respectful. Is that not too much to ask? So let me show you where Vanguard is. Now, I track it on this sheet. So the number you're looking at this moment in time is 2005 619. By the time I next do this, I would like to have seen, well, you'll certainly see it in this section down here, where I put in, because I've set aside around 20 grand that I've got outside of my wages over the last couple of months that I can get into here. So me targeting 200,000 for the year end was, well, here we are. It's the end of May, so 2 months in, I've already hit the target. I can just coast along now for the rest of the year, which is what I plan on doing. But I do that with my wages as well. You know, I set out to achieve a net figure of around 30,000 quid. That's my yearly salary, right? About 30 grand. Why 30,000? Well, it's very simple. I own my cars outright. They're not rented. They're mine. I own the house outright. And if you go through the channel, you'll have seen me trade up. And I bought this cash, right? Why? Because it was a good price and I had the money in the bank. So then you saw me do it up. Here we are. So everything's in front of you if you just take the time to look. And that's what this is. You know, so if I just scroll this over, I have got the date scribbled on here. There it is up there. And if you go through it, you'll see that date's always been there. And we started this financial year, 1st of the 8th, and I've added a high risk pot, which is that one. Now, what that was there for is because the year prior, we traded up 200 quid into another pot to see what would happen in a year. Well, there's that pot there. And again, the guy saw that getting built up. It's not about what's in the broker. It's about what you do with the profits. Well, this is where my profits come. And I'm going to pull up the actual bank account so you can see it. So there we go. I've done quite well at the moment. And the inertia is coming from the fund itself doing the work. That's the kicker. I've done the groundwork. Now the fund is doing the hard work. In this last sort of data sample that we're looking at, here it is here. So I last checked this on the other channel on the 22nd. And then here we are. So we're at a 1.7 growth and 3.5 grand change this week. Now we're going to update that and we're going to reset it. So that would go into there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 74 and 1.7. Now that was done yesterday, or I should say I updated these figures yesterday. I'm going to re-update them now and we're going to see where we're at. Okay, so we're going to be doing the final check right now. Okay, So that's what we're going to be starting with for the next one. All right. So that's that done. And we're going to set this at carte blanche here. 205, 619, 61. And that'll take it to 0. All right. So 22nd, that's what the run was. Close of business last night. Redid it. We're now going to open up the bank account. This might have changed. Might have gone down and might have gone up. But it should be still in and around the same figure over the last thing. So give me a second. Okay, so I've logged in. Let's flick this over. And the balance has moved up. So the next time I do a check on the sheet, we're already ahead of the game, because as we were starting from the check that I last updated, it's gone up a couple £100. All right. So we're already onto a winner. But let's look at this. Okay, this is real bank account, mine. It isn't always singing and dancing. It's done incredibly well over the last year, so we're looking at a year's worth of data. I've put into this 52,000 quid on the rolling year, and it's worked for itself 40 grand. All right. I would consider that pretty well. So when somebody's saying to me, you're not scaling, of course I'm scaling. In fact, let's have a look at how far we're scaling. Let's just take this back about a year's time. Okay. Right. So we'll go to May last year and we'll view that. Well, a year ago, this was at just under 80,000 quid. Right? £80,000. Well, 79,178, just rounding up for those that are pedantic. Right? It's now at just under 206,000. So please, for the love of God, tell me where this hasn't been scaled in the last year. Can you see why people don't understand what's going on? But wait till you see the transactions. All right? So, well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll look at the months. Because it's not always a bed of roses. In March, 10 grand this thing dropped. £10,000. I bet a lot of you would have shit yourself. Absolutely shit yourself. I didn't. I kept it going. And I kept putting money into it because I know those dips are coming. And when they come, I put more into it. Lost money here. A lot of money. Come down, lost a shitload here. Lost money here. Lost money there. So there you are. May 24. There's your starting balance. Up it goes. Right? So there you go. Right the way through. Fucking 2 years. All right? Most of you can't even give me 2 weeks worth of fucking funding. There's 2 years. All right? Transactions. Now look at the transactions. There you go. All right? 6 quid. 6 quid. 39. 162. 187. 25. All right? Did quite well there. 113. 188. 50. There we are. Dumped 1,000 in. 735. All the way down. 143. That was me changing funds round. 8. 6 quid. 199. 87. Right. Let me just clarify what all of that crap is. When you see me make 200 quid, right, I work to my 30,000, as I was saying earlier on. My surplus money goes in there. And that's surplus that I can use. Now, I have it broken up into different pots. Why? Because of tax efficiency. Nothing wrong with that. All right? Fill my 20 grand's worth of ISA up. Why? Because I don't pay tax on it. I'll put so much into a pension fund. Why? Because it is actually surplus money, and I'll get a tax incentive for that as well, because it's taxed on the point of exit rather than taxed on the point of entry. So that's a tax break. Then I'll use the standard account and I'll fill money in there, and all right, I'll get capital gains tax on that, but it's minimal. So where have I not scaled? And they're actually built from small accounts. So when you see me make 30 quid on like a little challenge account over there, I've made 200 quid on my wages, made 30 quid on the other one, 30 quid goes in the savings. And I have my 200 quid as wages. In my wage account, I might make 400 quid in a day, but I'll only take 200 for me and I'll put 200 in there. All scales up. So there you go. Over 100 grand in a year. But I didn't scale it.
But who might argue with a man from the sky?
This is the thing. People only see what they want to see. And that's why trading is very difficult. You believe because of the land of make-believe, or what you call TikTok and Instagram, because TikTok seems to be worse, what you see there. It's bollocks. Most of trading is bollocks. You might think what I do is bollocks, which is fine. But there's a simple solution. Scooby-Doo's on the other channel. Go watch that. But I'm here consistently, showing you the way, consistently. Do I get it right all the time? No, I'm only human. Do I get it right a lot of the time? Yeah. Why? Because I'm experienced. But that experience tells me not to trade as much as what you lot are. I trade once or twice a day. That's it. And when I make a mistake, it's normally because I've overtraded. And that's the problem. And normally that comes from noise from you lot. Because I always feel I should back something up. If you tell me to do something, I'll back it up. But I also have rule sets that I'll go through something and it'll come down to the point and I'll go, well, that's not worth it. Even though I've said what I would do on it, doesn't mean to say I'm going to press the button. So, case in point, if I've got a scalp and it's 4 pips and less, I don't take that trade because it ain't worth it. Because spreads and costs and variances of loss, waste of time. I don't trade Fridays if I can get away with it. Why? Because every single time I've had a hard time with things, it's Friday. So this is personal to me, right? But it's also incredibly well documented that once you go through midday on Friday, you're wasting your time. So therefore, just don't bother trading. Because knowing when not to trade is a trade. That'll blow your briskets. No, Scruff, you've got to be pressing the button. You've got to be pressing the button. Well, fine, press the button. Lose all your money. But I'll still have 200 grand in that bank account. You got 200 grand in yours? From trading, because this is all I do. Give you something to think about. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I can hear the wink has just come in downstairs, so no doubt I'll get into trouble because I've made a mess in the kitchen. So if I don't wrap this up now, you might see a bit of bloodshed because I might be a big un, you know, touching 6 foot and over 20 stone. And the little wild wonder there, she'd knock me out in a heartbeat. So I better go and grovel. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all next.